This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time watching. So we are back with another businesses and hobbies speed build. So this one was built whilst I still had early access to the pack. So that is why my name is floating around on the screen. It's also why I have that little software not final disclaimer up on the screen as well. Because this build was done with a completely separate version of the game, so it isn't the final version that you guys will have gotten when you bought the pack when it came out. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a disclaimer. Thank you to the Creator Network for actually, allowing me to be part of this and, giving me this early access and all of that stuff so that I could make these videos. But yeah, so that's just the little disclaimer portion out of the way. But with all of that said, we are back with a new speed build. We're back with another business speed build. And I say business because all of my speed builds so far have been businesses, so I don't really feel like I need to say that. But this one is a little bit different from the last one that we did. I actually did 4 speed builds that I completed whilst I had this early access version of the game, and this is only the second one. I haven't really gotten around to editing the other ones yet because life has been lifing, let's just put it that way, and I haven't really had the time to get everything done that I wanted to get done, so I am very behind on what I wanted to post. Apologies for that, because yeah, I feel very bad that I haven't been posting as much as I wanted to and as much as I had planned to do with the new pack. But yeah, so we are back with another speed build. We're actually building in a completely different part of the world this time. The last speed build that we did, I built in, I believe it was the 𝐬𝐝𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 area of the world. It's the part of the world that's a little bit more, I don't want to say traditional, but it has a little bit more of the, I guess, buildings in it that makes you think of like Amsterdam and like those colorful, kind of like older looking buildings. Whereas this part of the world, Iverstad, I believe it's a little bit more like, industrial almost. Not industrial, but like there's some older buildings, but then a lot of the buildings have either had like really modern extensions added to them, or you can see that they've been like really renovated, or there's some like older factories that have been renovated, and it gives a little bit more of a, I guess, contemporary feel to the area. Like, it's been redeveloped quite a bit. So yeah, we're building in this area of the world this time, and I tried to make a build that kind of fit in with the area. So I wanted to make it look a little bit more, I guess, yeah, a little bit more contemporary, a little bit more like, maybe it used to be some sort of like warehouse or something. So there is quite a bit of brick, but then, it's obviously been expanded and, renovated and remodeled to have all of these like big open windows, and, they've added like a skylight and things like that. So I wanted to make it look a little bit more contemporary, and I absolutely love the way it turned out. I did take inspiration from the build that was here originally, just for that little bump out on the side with the like big window portion. I don't know, I love that from the original build. I can't remember exactly who built the original lot for this, for this area. I can't really remember. But whoever did it, they did an absolutely amazing job. Like, all of the builds for this so far that I've seen, that I've loaded into, have been absolutely amazing. Like, they've been so good, they fit the world so well, and they add in so much, like, they're such usable builds. Like, I would be more than happy to just move into one of them with my Sims and just play in the build without even, bulldozing it or rebuilding it or anything like that. And that usually doesn't happen. So I absolutely love the builds that came with this pack. But yeah, so back to the build. But like I said, we're still working on the exterior, and I did take inspiration from the original build for, a little bit of the color scheme, like the black and white, and then also, like I said, the big windows on the side that kind of have that little like almost like cantilevered overhang type thing going on, which I love. I love the way that looks. And that actually ends up being the bedroom for the apartment. So this build ended up being I thought I wanted to do something a little bit different, like I said, from the previous build, and I ended up going for a like bakery cafe vibe. So that's the kind of business that I thought they would have here. And the idea with the bakery thing is that I really wanted to use the new sweet maker thing that we got, like the one where you can make like cotton candy and sweets and stuff like that. So I wanted to use that, and then I decided, you know what, let's go all out, make a little like staff kitchen, and then put in the cupcake maker, because yeah, it's unnecessarily big. I would never normally put that in a build, but since this is supposed to be a retail lot and it is supposed to be like a commercial type thing, I figured, you know, why not put in the big cupcake maker. And that just means our Sims can make cupcakes. I mean, you can make cupcakes on a stove as well, you know, now that they've updated it, but let me have fun, okay? Like, I wanted to use the cupcake maker. And that just means that if you do have other packs like Get to Work, obviously when I did this build, I only had access to the base game and the new pack, so I obviously didn't have Get to Work or any of my other expansions or anything like that. But if you do download this build and you have like Get to Work, for example, you can use the big like baking cupcake maker to make the other treats as well that came with Get to Work and the baking skill. So you can use it for that, and then you can sell those things in the store as well. So yeah, there's a lot of shelving downstairs for various like baked goods, and obviously those sweets that you can make as well. I also left a lot of space for that. And then yeah, we do have a little staff kitchen, like I said, which just has a fridge and then a couple of the sweet makers, and then, you know, a sink and a, what do you call it, a dishwasher as well. I didn't put a stove downstairs just because I figured, you know, whatever your Sims would bake, they could, like, I figured they would bake more like cupcakes and things like that rather than cakes, so they could just make it on the cupcake maker. And if they do want to bake cakes to sell, then they can just do it upstairs, because upstairs is actually the little apartment space that I made. So it's another small-ish 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. It has a fairly nice sized living space though, so there's quite a big kitchen, because, you know, like I said, if they do end up making some more like baked things that require a stove, then they would probably make it upstairs in their big kitchen. So yeah, we have that. We have a nice big living area, we have a dining space. They even have a little wraparound balcony out the front as well. Oh yeah, downstairs I also put in the little cafe thing. Like, it's a counter that's kind of like a cafe counter, but also not. So it's one of the items that comes with the pack, obviously, and it is the best way to kind of simulate a cafe if you don't have the Get Together expansion pack. But this one is a little bit more simplistic than the not Get to Work. Why do I keep wanting to say Get to Work? It's a little bit more simplistic than the Get Together cafe counter, because obviously those counters, you have like separate pieces for them, and you can have your Sims like order teas, and they can also order coffee and food and things like that. Whereas this one is a little bit more restricted in the amount of things that you can order. There are a couple of like coffee choices and things like that, but I don't think they really have any options for food, if I'm remembering right. I have played around with the pack obviously a little bit, but I cannot remember if you can order food from those counters. I think you can, but the amount of like choices that you have is fairly limited, I think, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, either way, if you have the Get Together expansion pack, then you can very easily replace the counter that I put in for one of the ones that comes with that pack, and then you have your Sims like just tend those counters, and you know, it'll work perfectly fine. Which is another thing that I really like with this expansion. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I'm just talking about stuff as it comes up in my head, so please bear with me. But another thing that I really like about this expansion is the versatility of the whole like small business system. So like I said, this one is supposed to be a cafe and a bakery, so it's technically like, if you were to try and make this on a lot that's just a retail lot, like from Get to Work, you would have to have it as just a retail lot where they would just buy stuff. And I feel like that's just a little bit too, I guess, restrictive in a way. Whereas this one, with the small businesses system, you can actually set things for your Sims to want to do. Like, it's almost like club activities from Get Together, where Sims that come and visit the business will have these activities that they will try and do while they're here. So you can set it for things like browse and purchase items. So anything that you place on one of those like display counters or display cases or shelves or things like that, Sims will automatically try and buy those items. And you know, I really like that. So you can very easily just do that if you wanted to, but you can also set it so that they'll try and like order drinks. If there's a cafe counter or if there's a bar or something like that, you can have them order drinks or order coffee. You can have them eat. So if there is like food around, they'll try and eat it, and it makes the whole thing feel a little bit more alive. And in that same vein, if you have employees, you can set them to have specific tasks that you want them to do. So you can tell them to, oh, you're supposed to only tend the cafe counter, and then they will tend that counter. And then every time a Sim orders something from the counter, obviously that will increase your simoleons. Obviously it counts that as being part of your business. So it's really, really cool that way, and I really like that. So yeah, that's another thing that's really awesome. It's a little bit different from where before, if you had like, I don't know, like a restaurant, for example, and you had a bar on your restaurant lot, then if you were to hire a mixologist, then you wouldn't make any money from Sims, you know, ordering stuff from the bar. It wouldn't count as being part of your business, if that makes sense. It would just be, you know, you've hired someone and the bar will function, but it won't technically be your bar, if that makes sense. Whereas with this, if you put it so that, you know, you have a cafe counter and you have an employee tending that counter, then it's obviously part of your business, which is really cool, and also opens up the door for a lot of like cross-pack gameplay. So like I said, when I built this, I didn't have access to any of the other packs. I just had access to the base game and the new pack. But with this system, you can very easily run something like a bar. I actually built a bar as well, which I will be posting at some point. But I had my Sims like running and managing a bar, and that totally works, because now obviously if you have it on your lot, then it counts as your business. So you will make money when Sims order drinks, basically. And you know, for things like running a, I don't know, like running a spa. I've seen a lot of people talking about being able to run a spa with your Sims, which is something that I definitely want to try and like mess around with. Like having my Sims own and operate like a day spa or something like that, or like a yoga studio. I believe you can even do it for stuff like gyms. Like, it's so, this whole small business system is so versatile. I'm telling you, like, I will never again build another retail lot. I'm fairly sure that I will never again want to build another plain retail lot as long as I live. Like, not that I built a lot of them beforehand, because I never played around with that system all that much. It always felt a little bit clunky and annoying and just like buggy and glitchy and just not the vibes. So I don't really think I've ever really built a retail lot. I think I might have built like 2 of them before, but I don't think I did either of those as videos. So yeah, just goes to show you that, you know, there are some systems in the game that I love, and some of them that I just don't particularly care about. But going back to the the small business system, I feel like this system, just like I said, makes it so that you can own and operate so many different things. And that kind of just goes back to the fact that we've been asking the team to allow us to open or to run community lots like bars and spas and gyms and stuff like that, basically since The Sims 4 came out. And we finally have that ability now with this pack, and that is making me so happy. It opened up the door for so many different things. Like, I've seen people operating nurseries, for kids, basically, like daycare centers, and it's so cool. Like, I have so many ideas buzzing around in my head. I don't have nearly enough time to actually get to all of them, because real life, like I said, has been lifing. And it's just, I honestly, I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Like, my brain is just all over the dang place, and I don't have time for even half of the stuff that I need to do and want to do. And that's not even just talking about YouTube stuff, I'm talking about real life stuff as well. So like, I am just all over the place. Please bear with me if videos are a little bit sporadic, or if I am very all over the place when I do voiceovers. Like, I feel like I've been in this one and the previous video, and I feel like I'm out of practice with doing voiceovers, even though it's only been a couple of days since the last time I did one. So yeah, I am very, very much like overwhelmed. Let's just put it that way. I'm very overwhelmed. But going back to this build, we've basically finished with the little bakery portion on the first floor, and we've now moved on to the little apartment. Like I said, it's quite a nice sized apartment. There's, you know, there's quite a bit of space, so your sim can have others over for, like, you know, social gatherings. There's a nice big dining table, there's nice living space. We have a very big kitchen, like I said. We also have a very big bathroom as well that I furnished right at the end, because funnily enough, I actually forgot about the bathroom. And then when I finished the exterior and went to like zoom out and take a look at the build to see if I missed anything, I noticed that the bathroom was still completely empty. So I completely forgot about the bathroom. But I did end up finishing it off at the end, so don't worry about that. And then we do have a nice big bedroom as well, so there's more than enough space for two sims. I also put a desk in the bedroom so that they do have a computer and everything, just to make sure that, you know, they have everything that they could need for, you know, day-to-day needs for your sims and things that they might need and like have access to. So yeah, we have a computer. We also have a little balcony out the front, which there isn't much on the balcony. It's not super big or anything like that, so I put some chairs out there. I think I put a... I might have put a... No, I put a chess table downstairs in the hallway. But on the balcony, I actually ended up putting a couple of planter boxes. There's also a couple of planter boxes outside in the little yard space. So even though you can access the apartment from the business, so like from the little staff kitchen area, there is a door that goes into the hallway that has the stairs upstairs, you know, obviously to the apartment. You can access it that way. I also wanted to make sure that they had a outside entrance, basically, that would kind of work as like the front door basically for the apartment. So they do have a little yard or like side yard space where I have a grill, some seating. I also put, like I said, a couple of planter boxes out there, and yeah, a couple of chairs, just, you know, small things for them to do outside. And then that has, obviously, like I say in air quotes, the front door to the apartment. So yeah, I do have that. But that is basically it for this whole build. Like, there's not much going on. Obviously, there's a couple of seats outside for some to sit down, you know. Realistically, you know, if you go to a bakery, you buy something, you get some coffee or something, maybe you'd want to sit there and, like, eat and drink or whatever. Just hang out. So I put some places, like, outside for them to do that. Now, when I was building this, we were running into an issue of sims not actually eating anything that they buy. So, for example, if your sims were to go to a place like this and they were to like buy something from the display cases, then they wouldn't actually eat those things. It would just disappear. It wouldn't even show up in their inventory or anything like that. It would just vanish into the void. And that is a bug that wasn't supposed to happen. They were supposed to actually eat those items, or at least, you know, have it show up in their inventory. And I believe, I can't remember if they've already addressed this issue in the recent patch or not, or if it's just something that they, you know about and will be addressing. So I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember the exact patch notes that we've gotten. So yeah, if they have addressed it, then great, it won't be a problem anymore. If they haven't, then they are aware of it and they are planning to fix it. So, because yeah, that is supposed to happen. They are supposed to like buy stuff and then eat it. It's not supposed to just vanish into the void. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to mention, because like I said, when I was building this with this version of the game, it wasn't the final version of the pack, so there were still some bugs that would have been fixed before release, and you know, things like that. So just as a little heads up. Also, I built this with this version of the game, and then I forgot to record like the intro or the tour or anything like that. So we're gonna go on ahead and jump on into my game with all of my packs and my reshade and everything like that. And we're going to take a look at the game, not the game, at the build in real time. I'm gonna show you around everything, show you, you know, how it turned out, floor plan, layout, all of that stuff. And I will also upload the build to the gallery, because I've been meaning to do that now that the pack is out for everyone, but I haven't gotten around to it. But I will upload the build to the gallery and have the download links in the description. Tray files will be up for channel members, and in 3 weeks they will be up for everyone else as well. But with all of that said, let's go on ahead and jump on into the game and take a look at the finished build. Okay, so here we are with the finished build, and as you guys can see, we are now finally in my normal game. So I have my reshade and everything, and this is the first time I've loaded up my game with my reshade and the new pack and everything. And can I just say, this world is stunning. Like, it's gorgeous, especially now that I have my reshade in. I am obsessed. Like, I love it so much. I love the way this build turned out. It looks so cool. But yeah, so here we have the SugarySlice Cafe, I think is what I named it. But yeah, it's just a cafe bakery, like I said. And when you go in, let's start on the first floor. So this is obviously, we have a little wraparound porch for people to sit at, enjoy, you know, their coffee or whatever. And then you come in and we have all of the displays. They are empty, and they will probably be empty on the gallery as well. But yeah, so we have all of the display cases. We have some more like stand displays over here, another little table. We have some more shelving. And then of course we have our little cafe corner where we have a couple more, you know, display things at the back. We have some decorations, the little logo of the cafe bakery type thing. So yeah, I decided on that little like lollipop for the logo, because I thought that would be very fitting, considering I thought the sim that lives here would, you know, probably sell sweets and stuff like that too. And then going through the back of the little cafe area, like the back of the counter, we have our kind of like employee kitchen basically. So I have a cupcake machine, I have some, you know, aprons hanging on the wall. We have a little counter space with some of those sweet makers, a fridge, dishwasher, you know, all of that fun stuff. And then there's a door over here that leads you into a little hallway that I ended up cutting out of the footage, but it's just a small hallway that's kind of like the entryway to the apartment upstairs. So we do have a little chest table in here and some plants as decoration, but it's not nothing fancy. But yeah, so this is the hallway that leads you upstairs to the apartment, but you can also access that part going around the building. So we do have a little space out the back for some bikes. We have obviously the trash cans and everything like that, and then we have the entry to this little side yard for the sim that lives here. So they have a grill over there, we have a couple of planters, some seating, we have a little table, all of that stuff, and then this is kind of like the front door basically for the apartment. But yeah, going upstairs, we have this big gallery wall, and you walk straight into the living room, kitchen, dining space, and I love the way this turned out. Like, I'm obsessed with this build, like, I'm not kidding. But yeah, so we have the living room space, nice, big and open. We have a nice big kitchen, especially considering the size of this place. This kitchen is like huge. But yeah, so we have like a really big kitchen over here with everything your sims could possibly want and need. I even used the most expensive appliances. So yeah, they are very expensive. I feel like the sim that lives here would love obviously baking, cooking, all of that stuff. So I felt like it would be fitting for them to have like very expensive appliances. But yeah, they also have a nice sized dining room where, you know, obviously they can have friends over and have more than enough space for them. We have a little bookshelf, and then you can access the front balcony both from the living room and from the bedroom. But yeah, we have a little front balcony with some seating, a little table, and some more planter boxes. And then through these doors we have the main, or like only, bedroom. I almost said living room. It's not a living room, it's a bedroom. But yeah, we have some closets, we have a TV, we have the bed obviously. I also put in a desk over there so that they can have a computer at least, and then of course, you know, access to the balcony. And then we also have the bathroom as well that, like I said, I kind of forgot about before when I was furnishing this, when I was doing this build, and luckily when I zoomed out I saw that I didn't furnish the bathroom, so I did it really quickly at the end of the speed build. But yeah, we have the bathroom. It's nice, plain, you know, lots of white, some black accents, and then some pink. I don't know, I felt like this build really worked well with the blue, pink, and yellow color scheme combined with like the dark woods and black and white. I love the way this build turned out. And also I'm obsessed with the bathtub that came with this pack. Like, it is probably my new favorite bathtub. I love it so much. But yeah, that is basically it for this entire build, you guys. Like I said, there is a little like skylight over here above the kitchen and everything like that. But here's a little, you know, a little look at the floor plan. So obviously we have the roof, but then we have the second floor and then the first floor as well, just in case you guys wanted to see what it looks like, you know, top down, all of that stuff. But yeah, that is it for this build, you guys. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you do want to download it, it will be up on the gallery. I will also make sure to upload all of the other builds that I've also done with early access to the gallery as well, in case you guys want to go ahead and download them. This build is obviously only base game and the new pack, so that is something that makes it very easy to download. If you want to go ahead and download it, if you have the new pack, then you're set and ready to go. But yeah, if you guys have any other suggestions for builds or ideas that you would like to share with me, please feel free. I would love to hear your guys' suggestions. I always love hearing from you in the comments. And yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you're having a great day and a great week. And sorry that it's been a while since my last upload. It feels like it's been forever, even though it's only been like a week. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week and weekend, and I will talk to you all soon in my very next video. Bye everyone.